Talk to me about, realizing you were queer and then what it was like coming out in the church environment.
I mean, realizing that you're queer within a church environment is terrifying. You know, it means the end of everything. And so you have to control it. You have to control it. Otherwise, it's, you're going to lose your friends. You're going to lose your community. The people that you care most about. If they find out that you're queer, you don't know how they're going to respond. Some of them are going to be fine. And you're pretty sure that some of them are going to be fine. But you don't know who's not going to be fine. You don't know who you're going to lose over that particular comment. So, and you don't know what your relationship with the church is going to be after that either. So when I started sort of accepting within myself, and I'm probably about 15 at the time, that, I think I'm queer. That was absolutely terrifying. I wouldn't have said queer. I would have said same-sex attracted. And that was, it was horrifying to me. And I think I did my utmost. I cycled through the usual kind of things of like, well, I just need to remain pure. God wants me to be with a woman. I want to have a family. All of these sort of things that were like these kind of mantras that I said to myself that could kind of keep me on the right track until eventually I didn't.
You've said the word same-sex attracted, because I remember I used to say that too. Oh yeah, I'm gay. And this is why, I struggle with these feelings. And I was just using that language because people in the church were using that back to me, right? We all have a struggle. Oh, mine's homosexuality. Did you believe that at the time? You were like, I am struggling with same-sex attraction. Is that why you call it same-sex attraction?
Yeah, I think that's would have been it. I wouldn't have called it gay because that felt too much like I was admitting an identity or something as well. Because you also get taught, oh, you can't, the queers out there, they're making their sexuality their identity. So you don't want to do that. So same-sex attracted is very clinical. It's very treats it as something to be cured.
It's interesting when people say to us, you don't need to make gay your identity, when it's almost like we wouldn't care if you didn't care.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's exactly right. And it's a conversation that I'm still having today, even post this show. There were a few people who didn't know I was queer, people quite close to me as well, who I very purposely didn't say anything about, who found out, weren't very happy about it. The response has kind of been twofold. It's like, on one hand, people are like, oh, why didn't you tell me in privacy? Why did you have to come out publicly? Why did you have to let us know over social media? Why didn't you do this the right way? And then the other response is, why do you have to make this? Why is this such a thing for you? Why do you even feel like you need to say this? So on one hand, it's like, you shouldn't be saying it. And on the other hand is, you should be saying it the way I want you to say it. And I've been coming out to people my whole life, and it's been dangerous for most of that time to do that. I'm finally in a space now where it's not dangerous for me to come out, because the people that would have counted that a problem are no longer really in my life.
Yes, those Hillsong church people. Okay, so what was it like? When you finally did come out in the church, what was the reaction? Were you on the worship team at that point still?
Look, it was kind of silence, to be honest with you. So I very impulsively and weirdly, if I think about it, I was invited to go and speak to the Bible college, because I've been working as an actor and as a theatre maker for a long time, and at the time I was invited to come and talk about that. How does it go being in the arts in Sydney as well as being a Christian at Hillsong Church? And one of the questions they asked me was, what's your biggest struggle? And because I have a problem with lying, I was like, well, actually, I think I would have said I'm bi. I'm bisexual. And I would say that can be a struggle for me because whatever I believed at the time. Now, the person who was interviewing me was not prepped that I was going to say that. And the crowd of college students absolutely was not prepped either. The response was muted. I was already dating my now wife at the time. So I think I had an out there. I was like, oh, well, he's made the right choice. But the fact that I was open about it, I have my suspicions about things, but things pass around the church. People know.
But you even framed it as, this is a struggle. It's not like you came out and were like, oh, here I am, I'm queer. You're like, this is my struggle. And it's like, that's what Christians want us to say.
Yeah.
I am struggling with same-sex attraction. It's like, so you said the right thing, but it's still
makes people uncomfortable, you know? And like, actually, I absolutely don't regret doing that. Afterwards, I had a few of the kids that were in the crowd come up to me afterwards and say, I am too, what do I do? And I was not prepped for that. And at the time, I was not prepped for that at all. Like, I could not answer. I think nowadays I probably have a response for them, but, you know, back then I really did not.